think the author wrote this book? Just judging from the first page, what do you think the purpose of this writing is? And that's going to be important for you to think about in your writing today. Today we are working on exploring writer's purpose. I am a restorative teacher, so this classroom is run using the principles and practices of restorative approaches. Could you all respond with one word to describe why you wrote today? Sometimes the word restorative catches people off guard and we think of it as repair. It can be used in that way for repair, and if there's ever been anything said or done where somebody's felt harm, but it is first and foremost a community solution for the classroom, an inclusive solution for the classroom, a solution for hearing all voices in the classroom. Everybody gets a turn to talk, and it's a visual representation of we're all together, and we all have value, we all have importance.
I think I came into it thinking a restorative approach was more about repairing damage done. And what I learned is it's a really powerful tool for upping the amount of engagement in a classroom. And some of the things that naturally happened out of our work together really emphasized for me how important it is in high school that we consider the possibility that if we change the shape of the classroom, that we can get more out of our students about their academic learning. So it's not just using a circle to talk about feelings and getting to know each other. We were able to leverage it to make sure that every student in the room was talking about their skills as a reader, a writer.
First thing that I noticed when I started using a restorative approach was the people who I thought either didn't understand, didn't have any information to share, or were just too shy to talk and were struggling with speaking and listening skills. I discovered that they actually had those skills because in a circle they weren't put on the spot. They didn't have to raise their hand. It actually takes confidence to raise your hand and speak. Even if you have the knowledge, you either don't want to look like the person who has all the information, or you don't want to look like the person who doesn't have the right answer. So giving everybody equal opportunity in the classroom to share, that was the first thing I noticed. It was really great.
I say empathy, because when you read it, he's not ordinary and he has struggles.
He wants to kind of force the reader to believe him that he is a regular kid.
One of the things I've learned is that there are a lot of students who have a lot of intelligence and a lot of really great ideas to share and to put out there in the world, and that they will be successful when they're not asked to use a pencil.
When I came into the circle approach and talking about writing in particular and sharing writing, what I noticed is that the way the circle allows for time to consider what others are saying, the way the object is passed around, and the multiple circles with that object, it gives people a chance to think about what they want to say, and more kids contributed. And students always had the right to pass, but often in the second go around or the third go around, more students would share their actual writing. And they would be more apt to comment on other people's writing. So it's more people took a risk to speak about their work and to put it out there. So I've been an English teacher for quite a while in high school, and I've tried many different ways to get people to share their writing. Some classes it works really well, and some classes, no matter what I tried and the experience I had, they weren't doing it. But what I saw here is some very reluctant writers, who I think Lara was even surprised to see share their writing, over time shared their writing, talked about what they were learning.
I can ask for advice on maybe how should I reword this, or how should I make this story longer, or should I add punctuation here? So I feel like we're kind of all helping each other get on the same level as well.
It's more comforting to share work in the circle than outside of the circle, because if you're outside of the circle, you're talking rather in front of the room or in the middle of the room. But in the circle, you seem to talk to everybody.
I think circle really takes the focus off your teacher and it puts it on you guys, and that's something that I really like, and I've learned that from Ms. Fawthrop's use of the circle in a high school English classroom. You are doing most of the talking, and I think that's pretty cool.
It's easier to see everyone and share ideas and listen to others' ideas.
It works with everyone to kind of keep us all as one class instead of individuals, to try and get work done together and help each other out whenever someone needs advice on something.
On the receiving end is I find out how much you know. I find out how smart you are and how insightful you are, how many ideas that you have.
I think the thing that stands out for me is everybody. In Lara's classroom, everybody wrote, everybody shared. In terms of assessment, it really opened up the floor for her and I to have conversations and observations with students in the moment of their work.
There's lots of times when it can be fun and you can find out a lot about students through using circles, but it is also a way to find out about what they know. And so when we think about observational strategies, how are teachers observing, how do I observe, how do I conference with each student, how often do I speak one-on-one with a student, and can I make that happen? This is how you can make that happen. I feel like on a regular basis I can assess very quickly, do they understand what I'm talking about today?
So in my current placement, a teacher and I are working on using a circle sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes when we want to encourage discussion of a topic or get students sharing their work. So it's given me the confidence to then suggest that this is an approach that maybe we all should be considering.